Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's episode is called Financial Zombie Investing. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to click on the notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. Also, we ask that you post a link to today's episode of our show on your social media to help get the word out. Now, let's get started. We now have a new form of financial investment called zombie financial investing, and it's causing all sorts of nightmare scenarios to unfold. So, what is zombie financial investing and who should do it? Well, as you may have heard, there are a lot of assets and stocks out there that are zombies. In fact, there have been numerous reports out there that more than 40% of the stock market is not producing a profit. Those are just zombie companies pretending to be clinging to life. So if that's the case, why are they still promoting their stocks and themselves? You would think that there would be a law barring people from promoting company stocks if it's not earning a profit, right? Well, what they do now is they manipulate their financial statements and they lie. And if you have doubt about that, go look at some of the major companies that have filed bankruptcy over the last 10 years, and then look at their PR statements, their press releases, like for the last 2 or 3 years before they filed for bankruptcy. Now, at that point, a year or 2 years before they file, they know they're insolvent, but they're just cooking the books so that they don't lose their bonuses. So remember, those financial statements, the financial statements of most of these companies mean nothing. They're zombie companies promoting zombie stocks or assets. In fact, that's how most of these companies sell their stocks. They pump them up with fake PR statements. They cook their books or inflate their value, and then when potential buyers do their due diligence, they get deceived by the numbers, and unfortunately, they buy the stock or asset, but it's too late. A few months after they acquire them, things start to collapse. Have you ever seen a company do a deal to sell themselves to another company, and then a few months later, the deal falls apart? It doesn't get through the due diligence phase? Well, that's because the potential buyer has discovered the fraud, the hyperinflation of assets and other things. Well, that's because the buyer has finally learned that the books have been cooked so badly that they cancel the deal. Now, here's the interesting part. When most deal negotiators begin their discussions after buying a company, they usually ask, how aggressive are the numbers on the books? That's Wall Street code for how badly are your books being cooked and full of lies. Are they cooked modestly or severely? If it's modest, then you can usually adjust their offer to include the phony financial statements and information. But if the seller's books are cooked really badly or really cleverly, and it takes months to figure out the deception, then that company has zero value and so much debt that it could be existential and potentially destroy the buyer. That means the company is usually a financial zombie that is already dead, and it will probably kill anybody who attempts to buy it or tries to do business with it. So what are some other financial zombies out there? Well, there are a lot of universities, colleges, and schools themselves that are financial zombies, and their degrees are too. If you go online and look at many of the horrifically bad and completely useless overpriced degree programs at many of these schools, then you'll find out what they do and offer to students is a complete fraud. In fact, most of the students still paying for tuition who haven't figured this out eventually will when they graduate and learn that their degree is completely useless. It's radioactive. Nobody wants to hire them for anything. They won't even take them on as volunteers. A lot of these schools offer classes and degrees that look and sound like something out of a Saturday Night Live skit. A lot of them produce studies about everything and anything because they want the press to believe that they're still somewhat legitimate and helpful. So do you still believe that these universities are producing something viable and helpful and productive to the people who buy their classes? Well, if that's the case, then why do almost none of these universities who crank out studies on every topic known to man, why do none of them put out a study explaining how many of their students have a job upon graduation or within a year of graduating or within 2 or 3 years of graduating with their degree. Why? Because that number would scare everybody off. Sooner or later, they're going to be working at a gas station or driving an Uber, if Uber is still around. So how do you avoid being victimized by a zombie investment or education or some other nonsense? Well, you have to do your due diligence. You can't just listen to these high school, college counselors. Stop watching football games and start investigating the things you're thinking about buying. Don't base your decision on what so many of the Wall Street analysts say you should do. Many of them are paid to lie, and they know it too. They're not just misguided or misdirecting you, they're being paid to lie. Don't base your decision on what the news shows are saying. Many of those news analysts are also paid to lie. If you don't believe me, then do your own research on many of the mega corporations that have filed for bankruptcy over the last 20 years and see what their analysts were saying shortly before they filed for bankruptcy. That should tell you about the credibility of many of these people and their forecasts and their TV shows. Good luck. Thank you for watching. I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to click on that notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. Also, we ask that you post a link to today's show on all your social media to help spread the word. Thank you, and we shall talk to you soon. Bye-bye.